This fight, and I was, I already had it planned that I was going to take it, but because Morrell's been talking a lot, he's been saying that I'm scared of him, this and that, and I think this is just a way of me proving that it doesn't matter who it is, I'm going to get him in the ring.
David Benavidez delivered a dominant performance, showcasing relentless pressure that gradually broke his opponent down. From the opening bell, he applied steady aggression, cutting off the ring and preventing David Morrell from finding any comfort zone. While many had expected a competitive matchup, Benavidez left no doubt about who the superior fighter was, as his performance unfolded exactly as many had predicted. Benavidez fights with a well-calculated approach. He's not just a volume puncher, he places his shots precisely, targeting both the head and body. His pace is relentless, forcing his opponents into survival mode. Morrell, known for his slick movement and counterpunching skills, struggled to find the space he needed to mount any effective offense.
When it comes to Morrell, we've seen, spots of him, but I really know what he brings to the table. And that's
every time Morrell appeared to regain control, Benavidez quickly shut him down with his unyielding forward pressure and ring-cutting ability. Benavidez explained his motivation for taking this fight, saying, "To be honest, the reason why I took this fight is because Morrell has been talking a lot, claiming that I'm scared of him. This was my chance to prove that it doesn't matter who it is. I'm going to get them in the ring sooner or later." His combination punching was sharp, and his ability to mix power shots with precise jabs ensured that Morrell never found his rhythm. This wasn't just a showcase of Benavidez's physical abilities. It was a masterclass in psychological warfare.
Had resistance. His fight with Hot Rod, that was a different kind of resistance. That was the resistance of somebody staying away from you, you know what I mean? And him not being able to catch up to him. With Benavidez can bang with him.
Fighters like him don't simply defeat their opponents, they dismantle them mentally and physically. By the middle rounds, Morrell wasn't just losing the fight, he was being forced into a style that was unnatural to him. His usual confidence in his defensive skills and movement gave way to hesitation, and in a fight against someone like Benavidez, hesitation is a death sentence. Morrell had never faced this level of resistance before. His previous fight with Hot Rod involved a different kind of challenge, one where the opponent was staying away from him, but against Benavidez, there was nowhere to hide. The relentless pressure left Morrell with no option but to fight on his opponent's terms. Terrence Crawford is currently preparing for his own challenge against Canelo Alvarez.
The better be of Bivol fight. You can say who you think is going to win. You can't say like, oh man, I'm surprised the Bivol won, or I'm surprised the better be of one.
In light of this, he acknowledged the impressive performance of David Benavidez, recognizing the strength of his showing in the ring. Crawford pointed out that Benavidez fought with both urgency and control, and the way he applied pressure throughout the fight was particularly impressive. Although Benavidez's opponent, Caleb Plant, was skilled, Benavidez made him uncomfortable with his relentless style. Crawford noted that Benavidez's pressure was unyielding, and it was clear he dominated the fight. While Crawford did not commit to any specific future plans involving a potential matchup with Benavidez, he emphasized that his main focus is on Canelo Alvarez. "I'm on my own path right now," Crawford stated. "People doubt me moving up, but I've been proving them wrong before. If a fight with Benavidez makes sense down the road, then we'll see. Right now, my full attention is on making history against Canelo." He added that similar to the Beterbiev-Bivol fight, it's hard to predict outcomes, but the result will not be a surprise to anyone who follows the sport closely.
It's about, and it's all fake, so I'm gonna be ready with what I got to be able to go on top.
Boxing legend Mike Tyson, known for his straightforward analysis, also weighed in on Benavidez's performance. Tyson kept his assessment simple, saying Benavidez dominated that fight. Morrell had moments, but they didn't last. He explained that the constant pressure exerted by Benavidez can make an opponent hesitate. A fighter like Benavidez doesn't let up. Once he senses weakness, it's over, Tyson remarked. He also discussed the psychological aspect of facing a fighter like Benavidez. It's not just about throwing punches. A fighter like him gets into your head. He makes the other guy second guess himself, Tyson continued. That's exactly what I saw in that fight. Morrell started out confident, but after a few rounds, he didn't know what to do. He was scared. Caleb Plant, who previously faced Benavidez, was not surprised by what he witnessed in Benavidez's latest fight. Now people understand what I was dealing with, Plant said. Morrell's got skill, but Benavidez doesn't let you breathe. He forces you into tough positions and makes you pay. It's not just about power, it's his ability to sustain that output for 12 rounds that sets him apart. Plant reflected on his own experience in the ring with Benavidez, acknowledging the immense pressure. I've been in there. I've felt that pressure. It's different from anyone else at 168. The difference is, I was able to last, but not a lot of guys can. Morrell found that out tonight. Finally, Canelo Alvarez also shared his thoughts on Benavidez, offering a measured perspective on the rising star in the division. Morrell has undeniable talent, but experience truly matters. He wasn't quite ready for the level of pressure he faced in that fight. Benavidez took full advantage of his openings and controlled the action throughout. In matchups like this, it's not just about having the right skills, it's about the ability to execute under pressure, and Benavidez does that incredibly well. Canelo has addressed the growing calls for a fight with Benavidez. He acknowledged the buzz, saying, "People talk and I understand that, but I make my own decisions. If it happens, it happens. But for now, I'm focused on my own plans." However, it's important to note that Benavidez lost his belt on the scales. Now, people are asking him to drop down to 168 pounds, essentially asking for an advantage. Canelo in particular has expressed frustration with the situation, suggesting that Benavidez should have refused the offer to fight at 168, especially when he's being asked to cut weight to make 164 pounds for this matchup. There's been undeniable tension between Canelo and Benavidez's camps for quite some time. Many believe that Canelo has been avoiding the fight, recognizing that Benavidez's size, volume, and relentless style pose a real threat. Benavidez's father and trainer, Jose Benavidez Sr., has been outspoken, criticizing Canelo for being hesitant to face his son. He has accused the Mexican superstar of cherry-picking opponents, saying, "They keep saying Canelo fights the best, but if that's true, why is he dodging my son? We've been the #1 contender. He can't run forever." Teofimo Lopez also weighed in on Benavidez's strategy, emphasizing that it wasn't just about raw power. Benavidez was smart in the ring. He cut off the ring effectively, set up his shots, and never allowed Morrell to control the pace. It wasn't just an overpowering performance. It was a calculated dismantling. Lopez praised Benavidez's ability to read his opponent, noting that a lot of fighters just swing without thinking, but Benavidez was always thinking ahead. You could see it in how he placed his shots and manipulated Morrell's reactions with subtle feints. That's the essence of high-level boxing. Similarly, Gervonta Davis echoed Lopez's sentiments. He noted that Benavidez doesn't just throw punches for the sake of it, he makes every shot count. Throughout the fight, he kept Morrell under constant pressure. A lot of guys throw volume, but Benavidez places his shots, and that makes him even more dangerous, Davis said. This style can break down an opponent. It's not just about landing punches, it's about how and when you land them. Morrell was feeling every shot, and that's why he started to slow down. Errol Spence Jr. summarized it perfectly. Benavidez isn't just winning fights, he's breaking down opponents. That kind of style is difficult to handle, and once he gets into a rhythm, it's tough to stop him. Spence also looked ahead, emphasizing the impact of Benavidez's performance on the future of the 168-pound division. "Guys at 168 have to take notice," Spence said. "If you're not ready to deal with that kind of pressure, you're not going to last. This fight showed that you can be a great fighter, but to be a legend, you have to handle that relentless pressure." This victory wasn't just another win for Benavidez, it was a statement to the entire division. With each fight, he continues to solidify his status as one of the most serious threats at 168 pounds. Whether it's a potential showdown with Canelo, a future bout with Terrence Crawford, or another high-profile matchup, one thing is clear: Benavidez is proving that he belongs among the best. His relentless style, coupled with his growing experience, makes him one of the most intriguing fighters in boxing today. Now, all eyes are on his next move. What do you think the future holds for these two? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates.